What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know this is week two, and I know as I said there was going to be daily content, but I literally left for vacation after the first one. Just got back like from 5 or 6 day vacation at Disney, so that was a lot of fun. So from here on out, I am on no more vacation, so it's going to be pretty much daily stuff here for the most part. Since it is later in the week, we are going to do another sports one. Look ahead at this weekend's NFL action again for the playoffs and divisional round and recap last weekend's action. So the first game from last weekend, the Colts and the Texans. I went 3-1 last weekend, so that was pretty cool. I said the Colts were going to win. They did, and we did look a little bit at that film breakdown. Again, Deshaun Watson just looked like he was running around trying to do whatever he wanted, trying to make too much happen. And quite honestly, they shouldn't have had any points. That touchdown that Kiki QT scored, he fumbled before the goal line. So it should have been 21-0. The Colts pretty much let up in the second half. They ran the ball a lot, and they ran it very well. So they're going to go ahead and play the Chiefs, which we're going to look at in the next game. That was honestly embarrassing by the Texans. You're a 12-4 team at home in a playoff game, and you just get embarrassed by your own divisional opponent that you saw for the third time. It was bad. I'd be embarrassed to be a Texans fan. The Saturday night game was the Seahawks and the Cowboys. There was opportunities for the Seahawks to win that football game. It was close throughout the whole time. I didn't think there was going to be a blowout at all, and it wasn't. But the Seahawks just continuously tried to run the football and establish the run, and they couldn't do it. And they never really let Russell Wilson loose and let him do his scramble drill and make a play. And I think obviously it cost them. They lose the game by 2 points. But it was a good game. I really wasn't impressed with Dallas by any means. Prescott was good, but he made mistakes. I mean, he missed a few throws, and he threw the pick in the end zone, which was a good play, but he still threw a pick in the end zone. And Zeke did what he was supposed to at home, and they're going to go play the Rams now, which we'll look at in a bit. The first game on Sunday was the Chargers and Ravens. Went exactly how I thought it was going to. The score suggested it was closer than it was. It really was not that close of a game. There was some late magic by Lamar Jackson, but look, that Lamar Jackson is just not, to me, in my opinion, he is not a quarterback. He can't play at this level. And I know he's a rookie, and he's going to make mistakes, and it was evident. And I'm not trying to pinpoint on that too much because a rookie quarterback in the playoffs typically doesn't have a lot of success, but he just doesn't look like he has it. I don't know. Quite honestly, I don't know what people see in the guy from a quarterback standpoint. His first mentality is to get out of the pocket and run, and he can't throw the football. So it's not going to work. If I'm a Ravens fan, I'm not happy going forward with Lamar Jackson. So, and it showed on Sunday. So the Chargers move on. They play the Patriots in New England. And then the game of the weekend, the Eagles and the Bears, known as the Doink game, went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Back and forth, defensive battle game. I think I said it was going to be 17-13, something like that. Ended up being 16-15 on a missed field goal by Cody Parkey. But look, that's exactly how I thought it was going to go. Nick Foles was terrible in the first half, threw 2 interceptions, one in the end zone. The first one kind of was his fault. Kind of Wendell Smallwood also kind of was a good play by Roquan Smith, but can't throw that pick in the end zone if you're Nick Foles, and you definitely can't have it this weekend coming up against the Saints. But he was nearly perfect in the second half, and Mitch Trubisky. Here's the problem with the Bears: they didn't win 12 football games with him throwing the ball 43 times. He threw 43 times. That's the most he's thrown it, I think, all year. They won games from their defense, which their defense was very good on Sunday, and running the football, and I think Tariq Cohen had 4 touches the whole game, which is absurd. He's one of the fastest guys in the NFL, a really good playmaker, and he barely touched the football. Jordan Howard had 9 carries, and he ran it well when he did run it, but they just didn't stick with the run enough. And look, it's Matt Nagy. He's from the Andy Reid tree, and am I surprised? No. Andy Reid gets away from the run. Doug Peterson gets away from the run. I would not be surprised if the Chiefs are winning this weekend, and they just continue to chuck it down the field, and the Colts make a comeback. So, nonetheless, the Eagles move on, and they're going to go play the Saints in New Orleans. So, let's look ahead to this weekend. The first game this weekend would be the Colts and the Chiefs. Should be a high-scoring game, as Chiefs games typically are. Neither defense is that great. The Colts are probably a little bit better than the Chiefs are. The Chiefs probably have a better front four, get a little bit more pass rush, but again, the Colts are if not for the Eagles, the Colts are the hottest team in the NFL right now. They're playing really good on offense. They're playing good on defense. They're running the football well with Marlon Mack coming off 100 yards rushing. And they have weapons on offense. Eric Ebron, again, he scored a touchdown against the Texans. T.Y. Hilton did very well in the first half before they just kind of let up and got conservative. Obviously, the Chiefs can hit you in multiple ways with their running backs, with Travis Kelce, with their wide receivers and Tyreek Hill on special teams, and just with Patrick Mahomes making insane plays. However, the Andy Reid factor has to play in here. I mean, the Chiefs have time and time and again been a top seed, have been a playoff team, and they fail to achieve the goal and achieve success in the postseason and the tournament. So, again, I said it a couple minutes ago, I think they're going to be winning in the third quarter, the Chiefs, and they're just going to continue to throw the football. And I think it's gonna bite them in the ass. And I think the Colts are going to make a comeback, and they're going to mount a late comeback. And I honestly think the Colts are going to win this football game. I really do. Nothing against Patrick Mahomes and what he can do, but his first time in the playoffs, it's a different ball game. It's a different atmosphere. It always is. No matter what sport you're playing, it's a different atmosphere in the playoffs. And combining the fact that Andy Reid's track record in the playoffs, he just gets away from what they should do with a lead, and he just continues to try to put it on, which is fine if that's your mantra. But sometimes you gotta just milk the clock and get the game over with, and I think that's going to bite them again against the hottest team in the NFL, arguably, and a quarterback that's playing really good football and an offensive coach that knows what he's doing. So I'm going to take the Colts in this game. I'm going to say 33-28. The next game, Dallas and the Rams. A game I think a lot of people are going to look at, and I think a lot of people will just say the Rams are going to win this game straight up, outright, not even close. But look, Dallas is playing good, and they are on the road, which kind of hurts them because they're a much better team at home. And I do think the Rams are going to win this game, but I think there's going to be opportunities for Dallas to take a hold of this game and win it based on the fact that I believe Jared Goff is not an elite talent. I think he has talent. I think he throws a very nice deep ball. I think he's very accurate, but he's a robot to me. Sean McVay calls all the audibles. He tells them what to do. It's part of the reason why they get up to the line of scrimmage so fast is because the play clock, once the play clock hits 15 seconds, the headset and the quarterback's and the helmet turns off from the coach, so he can't communicate with the coach anymore. Part of the reason why they get up to the line so fast, so McVay can see what's going on with the defense, and he can change it and tell Jared Goff what to do. You can find videos on YouTube of him doing that. But he's a robot to me, and if you get near him, if you get around him and you hit him, which he does not like to get hit, he will just fling the ball all over the place. He'll throw it up for grabs. He will just throw it over the middle of the field. He'll duck his head out of there. He'll just take sacks. I mean, he will get flustered, and you saw it last year in the Atlanta game in the playoffs at home, and I think you're going to see some of it this weekend. The only thing for me this year is that their offense is a little bit better. They obviously still have Todd Gurley, and their defense is better this year, and they're not playing Matt Ryan as they were last year. They're playing Dak Prescott, and I just do not have faith in Dak Prescott to go into Los Angeles and win a football game. I just don't. And until he continues to prove me wrong, if he proves me wrong, good for him. But I just don't see it. I really don't see it. I think it will be a close game, but I am going to take the Rams here, 26-20. Next game, Chargers at the Patriots. Chargers are a 12-win football team in a wild card spot, which kind of sucks. They have not played a home game yet in the playoffs, and they're not going to play a home game in the playoffs unless they win and the Colts win. So probably, it could happen. Hey, I don't know. But I'm thinking that the Patriots are going to win this game. It's really, really difficult for a team to go into Gillette Stadium in New England and beat Tom Brady in a playoff game. It rarely happens, and I don't see it happening this weekend. I think the Chargers are a more talented team than the Patriots. I think they have more talent on offense and defense, but I can't wrap my head around the fact that or the possibility that the Chargers are going to go in there and beat them. And I hope they do, because I'm pulling for Phillip Rivers. I want him to win a Super Bowl. I like Phillip Rivers. He's a competitor, and he's worked his ass off his whole life, and he's got like 9 kids. So I hope he does get a Super Bowl one day, but I just don't see it here. I really don't. And this is not based off anything. It's just my gut feeling that the Chargers aren't going in there and beating them. So I'm going to go with New England to win this game like 27-24, something like that. And then the last game of the weekend, the Birds and the Saints. So the last time these two teams played in a playoff game was back when Nick Foles was the starting quarterback in the Chip Kelly era, and the Saints won on a field goal. Remember the big return, and then they kind of chunked it down the field and kicked the game-winning field goal at the link. This weekend, I think, is going to be a little bit different. Eagles, like the Colts, are one of the hottest teams in the NFL, coming off the Doink game, the missed field goal, and a 16-15 game. This game's not going to be 16-15. If the Eagles want to win this game, to me, they're going to have to win in a shootout. I don't see a game that's like 21-20 where the Eagles pull out a victory on a Will Lutz missed field goal. This is going to be like have to be in the 30s if they're going to want to win this game. And look, Nick Foles can do it. He went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, and he ended up winning. He put up 38 points last year against the best defense in the NFL and blew them out. He's proven in postseason and late game situations, late season situations, he can thrive, and he's been doing it. So it's hard not to ride him here, but they're playing the best team in the NFL, in the New Orleans Saints, and I truly believe the winner of this game will win the Super Bowl. If the Eagles beat the best defense in the NFL, go into New Orleans and beat the best team in the NFL, I don't see why they lose ever the rest of this year. So, with all that being said, I think the ways to beat this team with the Saints is you're going to have to get to Drew Brees, which is nearly impossible. He has a 76% completion percentage at home, and he's like 22-1 touchdown interception ratio at home, which is absurd. He also gets the ball to his hands super quick. They're going to double team Fletcher Cox to not let him push the pocket. That's what everybody does, and they're not going to do anything different. And they're going to force Tim Jernigan and Michael Bennett and Chris Long to get to him. And is it going to be enough? I don't know. They're going to have to. But if they can't get to Drew Brees, which is unlikely, they're going to have to win a shootout. Do they have enough to do it? Maybe, but it all depends on what the Saints do on offense. Now, the Saints on offense, they will get stagnant at times. They will get run happy. They'll run it on first and second down and get themselves in 3rd and 7, and they'll screw up and they'll throw an incompletion and go 3 and out. I've had Drew Brees on my fantasy team all year. I've watched nearly every single offensive play they've done, and they will do that. They also feel the need, for some dumbass reason, to put Taysom Hill in the game and take the ball out of one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time's hands and put him at wide receiver and have Taysom Hill take the snap. Hey, if they want to do that, by all means, go for it. But it doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you want to take the ball? That's like taking the ball out of Tom Brady's hands and putting it in Brian Hoyer's hands and putting Tom Brady at wide receiver and telling him to go make a play. It doesn't make any sense. But they're going to do it. They're going to do it probably 3 or 4 times minimum. And that's the more the ball's out of Drew Brees' hands, the better off for the Eagles. So I hope they do it all game. So there will be opportunities for the Eagles to take control of this game if they stay aggressive on offense. If they continue to put up points, then they're going to be fine. I honestly think they have a shot to win this game. But everything's got to go right. They got to score in the red zone, which is going to be evident. And we're going to take a look at a film breakdown here of the Saints' defense in the red zone in a second. But when they get in the red zone, they're going to have to score. You can't go field goal, and miss opportunities in those situations and not put up points, because it's most likely Drew Brees is going to score at home. He's going to put up touchdowns. He's going to get in your territory, and he's going to score points. So you have to put up points. So let's take a look at the Saints' defense in the red zone, which the Eagles can exploit. And again, if I can see this, Nick Foles better be able to see this. Okay, so this is the Saints and the Steelers, and this was late in the season, so it's not like the game didn't mean anything. Saints were playing for a home field advantage. Pittsburgh was trying to stay atop their division here, and this is obviously in the red zone inside the 5-yard line right before the half, so it's a big spot in the game. Steelers are trying to tie this game up. So I don't know whether this was just a bad design, whether it was a mental lapse by somebody, or someone screwed up on defense here. But if you just look at the offensive setup here, where we have the formation, Jalen Samuels in the backfield, 3 wide receivers out here, and you have a tight end who's eligible in Vance McDonald to go out for a route. So defensively, what you see here, and guys, when you watch football games, don't just watch the quarterback sometimes. Take a play and look at the offensive line, look at the linebackers, look at the corners and safeties, see where they're lined up, and just watch them. And don't just keep your eye on the football all the time. You can pick up a lot of things, actually, and just a new way to watch it. there's a couple things you can learn and pick up that you might never seen before. So anyway, um, what you're going to see here is just the way these guys are set up. It looks like this is man to man up here. He's obviously playing man to man. He's off him because if they run like a little bit of a switch route here, they can pass them off to each other. This is Eli Apple. It looks like he's either man to man with Jalen Samuels or he's lined up. He's covering up Vance McDonald. This linebacker here is definitely not on Jalen Samuels. He's probably playing some type of hook zone here in case there is a switch route that this guy, in case there's a miscommunication or it's just a quick slant here, he can jump up and stop this. And this linebacker here is also playing probably some type of zone, which doesn't make sense to me because one of these two guys, Eli Apple or this linebacker, I'm not sure who it is, I think it might be Anzalone, has to cover Jalen Samuels and Vance McDonald. Eli Apple can probably get either one of these guys, but he's no way going to be able to cover Vance McDonald if he runs like a little fade route or a quick out route like this. If Jalen Samuels and Vance McDonald both run the same route, Eli Apple can only cover one of them. So what you have to look here, if you're Roethlisberger, which he clearly sees, he knows there's no way I'm going to this side of the field. One of these two guys is getting the football. So I'm just going to play it, and again, like I did last time, I'll play it and stop it and start it. So the ball snapped. What you're going to see doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to see Roethlisberger first look to the left, which is fine because he's trying to hold this guy here, and he's also trying to hold this linebacker if he's playing some type of zone. But what happens is he, for some reason, blitzes. So what does that do? Roethlisberger sees this blitz. He's going to look this way for a second to hold him here. And for some dumb reason, again, he blitzes. There's no way Eli Apple can cover both of these guys. Vance McDonald's just going to run at him to kind of pick him a little bit and also run a half-ass route. But Roethlisberger knows, I'm going right here with the football. This is one of the easiest touchdowns of my entire life. As soon as he blitzes, there's no one here. There's no one here. These guys are in pursuit. Eli Apple's got no shot. Even if he goes off Vance McDonald's going to be wide open. This guy's still playing this zone to stop a little bit of a switch route. It's not going here. He already knows, like, okay, this is a touchdown. Look, and there's nobody. There's no one over here. No one. And it's an easy walk-in touchdown. So it just doesn't make any sense. Again, you look at it again. He's covering him up. Here's the thing, even if he is guarding him, there's no way he's getting to him. There's no way, because all he has to do is run a little swing route here, a flare route, get it to him. There's no way this linebacker is beating Jalen Samuels to the pylon in the corner of the end zone. It doesn't make any sense. He should be man-to-man with Vance McDonald, and Eli Apple should be on Jalen Samuels. But for some reason, this guy blitzes, and it's just going to leave this guy or this guy wide open, and it just depends on what Eli Apple does. And he's kind of caught in the middle here and doesn't know what to do, and there's nothing he can do. So he decides, I'm going to take Vance McDonald, and not even take Vance McDonald. If you watch Vance McDonald's route, he kind of just bull rushes him and says, you're not getting the Jalen Samuels. So, and this is smart by Vance McDonald, too, knowing Jalen Samuels is coming out here. Knowing, well, wow, he blitzed. There's no way he's going to have any guy on him. So let me just, kind of seal him off a little bit and an easy walk-in touchdown. It's either a bad design, it's a mental lapse, or it's a combination of the two, or someone screwed up. The linebacker shouldn't have blitzed, or I don't know what happened, but it just proves to you that they will screw up in the red zone. And the Eagles, again, they have to take advantage in the red zone. They have to put up points in the red zone. They can't go field goal. They can't not score in the red zone. They can't turn it over in the red zone. They have to score touchdowns in the red zone. All right, so there you saw it. You can take advantage of that. They can, whether it was bad play design, whether it was just a mental lapse, whether it was a bad play and some miscommunication, I don't know. But they will do it in a big game situation like that. So they got to take advantage of stuff like that. And so the final score, I with all this being said, I'm still going to stay. I hate to do it, but I got to go with the Saints. I just don't. think the Eagles have enough. I think the Nick Foles wave comes down, and I hope to God I'm wrong, but I'm going to take the Saints in this game, 33-24. So there you have the 4 games. We have the Colts winning. I have the the Rams winning, the Patriots winning, and the Saints winning. So 3 home winners this time, as opposed to last week when it was a lot of three road victories, I believe. Three road winners last weekend. Wow. And we'll look to do this next week as well, and look at the championship games. So championship games, I have the Colts versus the Patriots, and I have the Rams versus the Saints. And then we'll take a look at that next week. So again, remember, follow me on Twitter. It's going to pop up here at the bottom. Follow me on Instagram. It's going to pop up here at the bottom. Subscribe. Enjoy this. Again, it's going to be daily stuff. I hope you guys really like it. And if you want to comment, if you want to DM me on Twitter and ask me some stuff, go for it. If you just want to tweet at me or whatever, DM me on Instagram, whatever you want to do. Just comment, like the pictures. Like the post, like the channel, subscribe it, share it, all that stuff. Get it out there to your friends. All right, peace.